everybody, welcome to the Comic Air Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to ask the question, should The Rock join the MCU? After the abysmal, the utter, just dog shit failure of Black Adam. Superwise, that was for you. That movie was dog shit. I thought it was dog shit from the beginning, but you caught up and it really hurt you. So this one's for you. Fuck Black Adam. Anyways, after that failure, probably the biggest failure of The Rock's career so far as in Hollywood. Like, you have to think, because The Rock has been a big star. He used to be called, this is legit, The Rock used to sing a song on SNL called Franchise Viagra, because when he come in on the franchise, it just boosts it up. Like, whatever that franchise was gonna make, it's gonna make a lot, it's gonna make a little bit more or a lot more because The Rock is involved. There's no doubting that the Fast and the Furious franchise took off and became what it became right after The Rock showed up in Fast 5. Like, there's a correlation there. The Rock really is that dude, or at least he had been that dude. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood, bar none. But after the failure of Black Adam, not only is Hollywood probably going to look at him a little differently, he has to look at himself a little differently, because he was all in on Black Adam. I mean, he was so all in on Black Adam, fighting for Black Adam. The Rock was out of character for this movie. Fighting with people, lying about fucking numbers and shit. Like, The Rock wasn't completely out of character. He was out of character for that movie, like, completely. Like, because he was so invested and he was trying to will this movie into existence for the better part of damn near 15 years, as he will tell you. So it's like, has this humbled The Rock enough that he would be willing to take a step back, join the MCU, join a place that, generally speaking, has much better handle on things, have their own process and whatnot, and be a semi-bigger cog in the machine? Like, maybe as much as, like, Robert Downey Jr. or Scarlett Johansson. Because if you know, Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson, even, goddamn Blade, Mahershala Ali, they are actively involved in the process of picking the director. Even to a lesser, like, depending on the star. So The Rock will still, depending on what he works on for Marvel, if he does come to Marvel, to the MCU, The Rock would still have a lot of weight. He'd still have a lot of wiggle room to have his crew, come in and work with the Marvel people. Like, there would still be room to work. He just wouldn't have full control of the whole damn show again. Because maybe Black Adam, the true failure of Black Adam, all rests on The Rock because he had so much control over it. And, like, the thing that makes it even look worse, the failures of Black Adam, is that The Rock was basically trying to position himself to essentially be the showrunner of whatever DC was going to do. Like, The Rock was trying to position himself to be a fucking player coach. Like, that's what he was trying to do, man. Like, I mean, that's what it looked like he was trying to do. Like, the way he would talk about DC, like, it's not, I'm happy to be a part of DC or I'm happy to work on this project. He talked about DC like, this is mine. Like, I willed Henry Cavill to come back. I made that happen. I'm telling them what to do. But you kind of lose all your power when your movie comes out and bombs. So, to the question, should The Rock join the MCU? Yes, he should want to. It's for anything to rejuvenate his image. Because, like I say, after Black Adam, the failure, his reaction to the failure, there's no real way to get around it. He needs to be in something good. And not only that, he needs another shot at this superhero apple, the big apple. Because, in my opinion, everybody who does a superhero film, to a certain extent, wants that Robert Downey Jr. treatment, which Robert Downey Jr. is lauded as almost a founding father of the MCU. Not only that, but he was so unreplaceable. He was so irreplaceable that they had to pay him whatever the fuck he wanted. I remember some crazy number, like he got paid like something like $15 million just for the 15 minutes of screen time he had in Spider-Man Homecoming. He was only in the movie for like 10 minutes, 15 tops, and he got paid damn near $20 million. Every actor wants to have that kind of push. But the problem is you have to fucking be successful. And I can definitely see The Rock wanting to come to Marvel, be a big part of a project, be so big that perhaps then he can start leveraging himself and ask for money and ask for creative control. That's me, future me. That's future speculative me. But he should want to for many, many reasons. And personally, I want The Rock to join the Marvel's MCU because, in my opinion, the Rock's style, his swagger, his comedy, his comedy, his level of badassery, The Rock does PG badass great. He's one of the few actors, one of the few action actors, actors who do action shit, who can really do PG-13 action very well. His style lends itself to it. And in the MCU, I just always thought he was meant to be there. I always thought that The Rock style, The Rock swagger, his demeanor, his type of humor, the fact that he works very well in the PG-13 era, he's a realistic badass. We buy him as a badass. We've been buying him as a badass for many, many years now. And he needs to be somewhere that can put the most eyes on him because he is technically, on at least a financial level, the biggest star in the world. So the biggest star in the world should be involved in some way or fashion the biggest franchise in the world, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I think that The Rock is tailor-made to be in the MCU. Now the question then becomes, who should he play? Who should he play? Now that's a hard one for even me. And when I sit back and think about it strongly, I only really have two ideas, just two. The first one is Ben Grimm. I've always thought that Ben Grimm, whoever decides to play Ben Grimm, has to, the Thing, for people who don't know, whoever plays the Thing has to be an actor whose personality is big enough to shine through the CGI. Like, as much as there are so many actors like Edgerton and there's a couple actors, as many actors, great actors I like to think of, you need to have a big enough personality to come through the CGI. A big enough personality to really put off the charm and be, I don't know. And not only that, he's The Rock, but The Rock's personality is just so big. It's so big, it's so charming, it's so charismatic. I can see him being Ben Grimm in that supportive role. And also that you'd have to pay him less. Because, I mean, unless he wants to do the mocap stuff, you'd pay him less. Because he's not like on screen. It'd be a very different role for him doing more voice stuff too. I mean, granted, I know The Rock's pretty game, so he probably would do some of the mocap stuff. But like I say, I just can see it. And I can see The Rock playing that version of the character. Now, granted, depending on what kind of Fantastic Four they do, if they do a modern one, I do think going with The Rock would be cool. I think The Rock would do a pretty fun Ben Grimm. It'd be a different spin on him. It'd be The Rock's take on him. So, that would be fun. Also, Hyperion. Hyperion would be interesting, right? Because The Rock just got done playing Black Adam. So, like, everyone thinks that, like, oh, they're going to cast Henry Cavill, like, because he was Superman as Hyperion, which would be funny, but I can see The Rock being Hyperion. I can see The Rock, and especially if you go with the old school story, not the old school story, Hyperion's had a lot of stories, but if you go with one of my favorite versions of Hyperion, where it's like, he was the hero of a planet, shit went sideways, he did some horrible shit, he didn't want that shit to get out there, so he just destroyed the planet and moved on to another planet, just pretended like that shit never happened. Like, him being like a sociopathic, like, fucking superpowered being. I don't know if The Rock would want to do that, be a bad guy, which Hyperion's not always a bad guy, but, like, maybe The Rock, that would be fun. Other than that, I guess he could be a recast Luke Cage, but I don't know if they want to do that. Like, Coulter is like, I thought Mike Coulter was just such perfect casting for Luke Cage, but I guess you could recast him as Luke Cage if you wanted to. The Rock as Luke Cage. That would be fucking nuts. Man, like I said, I'm trying to think of heroes he could be, of characters he could play. Oh man, there's not a ton. He could be Bishop in the X-Men. That'd be cool. He could be Bishop. Granted, he could also be a race swap version of a character. I mean, not a race swap. Race swap version of a character as well. Character I'm not thinking of yet, but man, like I said, I can't really, it's not really hitting my head right now. It's not really like hitting me on the head with who he could be. But either way, there got to be a character for The Rock to be able to play in the MCU. He needs to be in the MCU. That's the only place he is going to get some support. That's the only place, that's the place that he should have been from the beginning. His sensibilities, his career, everything just feels to me like you need to be in the MCU. He just has to be willing to give up 90% of the control. He's got to be willing to give up a lot of control. Now, like I say, Feige, like, you just got done, like Scarlett Johansson, she got to pick the writer and the director. So Marvel ain't above letting a star choose some shit. They're really, as even Ethan Hawke was talking about it. Was it Ethan Hawke? Yeah, Ethan Hawke was talking about it, how he's like, Marvel are fantastic with actors. They're a truly actor-friendly environment. So I have no doubts that they will try to accommodate The Rock to ease him. And I have no doubt that The Rock is going to try to find some way to be a huge fucking figure in the MCU. That motherfucker might say, let me play Galactus. You know what I mean? The Rock's probably going to be like, let me play Galactus. Let me play, like, fucking Gladiator. Oh! Maybe The Rock is Gladiator. Ooh. There's some roles out there. Like, I don't know any of the big ones that, like, I want that hero, but there's some roles out there. There's some roles. Oh, man. Anyways, thank you guys for the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe. And did you... Oh, my bad. Who should The Rock play? And should The Rock join the MCU? And if he does join the MCU, who should he play? Comment below and let me know. Even if you don't think he should, still comment below and let me know who you think he should play. Just to have fun. Just to have fun. Anyways, thank you guys for the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.